Good evening.
Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Nathan Sike. Today we are going to look at the types of computer networks. And as we begin our session, I would like to take the roll call to ensure everyone is in class, to see those who are present and absent. So, Addison Maritim, are you in class? Victor Kipto,
Present.
Otieno Laka, and Bethwell.
Present.
Good. I can see some are not present, but they will join us as we continue. As I've said, we are going to look at the types of computer networks. And at the end of the lesson, we should be able to identify the types of networks that are available. Before we continue, I know some of you may have interacted with network types. And allow me to ask you which kind of or which types of network that you may have interacted with.
LAN network and Wi-Fi network.
That is good, Victor. Those are good examples of network types. And as we continue, I want to share with you a video so that you may be able to see the type of networks that are available so that we continue with our session.
Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about the different network types. And these network types depend on how large they are and how much of an area they cover geographically. Now, most people who have a basic knowledge of networking are familiar with terms such as LAN and WAN. But in addition to those, there are a few more network types that a lot of people are not familiar with. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's first talk about a PAN. PAN stands for Personal Area Network. Now this is a type of network that is used on a personal level. It's a small network that is used for connecting devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops. And they connect to each other by using wireless technologies such as Bluetooth, infrared, and near-field communication, or NFC. But they can also connect by using a wired connection, such as a USB cable. PANs are generally used for transferring small files, such as music, photos, calendar appointments, and so on. And the next type of network is a LAN. Now, LAN stands for Local Area Network. A local area network is a group of devices such as computers, servers, switches, and printers which are located in the same building, such as in an office or in a home. In other words, in close proximity to each other. The most common type of LAN is an Ethernet LAN, where two or more computers are connected to Ethernet cables using a switch. Now, a WLAN, or Wireless Local Area Network, is a local area network that uses wireless communication instead of wired communication. A wireless LAN is defined as having at least two devices that use wireless communication to form a local area network. A wireless LAN will typically have a Wi-Fi router or a wireless access point for wireless devices such as laptops, tablets, wireless desktops, and smartphones to communicate. So in simple terms, a wireless LAN is a LAN but without using cables. And the next network type is a CAN. Now CAN stands for Campus Area Network. A CAN is a network that joins two or more LANs together within a limited area. So for example, a CAN could be a university that has multiple buildings in the same general area that are connected to each other to form a larger network. So these buildings could be different departments on a university's property, with each building having their own LAN in their department, and then the buildings are connected to form a campus area network. And the next network type is a MAN. MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. Now this is a larger network than a CAN. It's a network that spans over several buildings in a city or town. MANs are typically connected using a high-speed connection such as fiber optic cable. It's a high-speed network that gives the ability for sharing data and resources within a city. And the next one is a SAN, or Storage Area Network. Now, a SAN is a special high-speed network that stores and provides access to large amounts of data. Basically, what a SAN is that it's a dedicated network that's used for data storage. This network consists of multiple disk arrays, switches, and servers. One of the main reasons for using a SAN is because SANs are not affected by network traffic, such as bottlenecks that can happen in a local area network. And that's because SANs aren't really a part of a local area network. It's partitioned off. It's a network all by itself. And then finally, there's the Wide Area Network, or WAN. A WAN is the largest type of network. A WAN includes multiple LANs, CANs, and MANs. It's a network that spans over a large geographical area, such as a country, continent, or even the entire globe. A good example of a wide area network is the Internet.
That is good class. I hope you have seen the types of network that are available. And let's begin looking at each of them. We will begin with the definition of computer networks. And a computer network is a collection of hardware components and software systems that are interconnected to allow communication and resource sharing between devices. In other words, for devices or computers to share information, we use what is called network. Let's look at the type of network now. Let's begin with the local area network. Local area network connect devices of a relatively short distance. Some of the characteristics of this network is high data transfer rates, typically owned, controlled, and managed by a single organization. They also have limited geographical area, or they cover a small geographic area, such as home, office, or campus. A good example of this network is an office network. The second type of network is wide area network, or WAN. A WAN spans over a large geographical area. Among the characteristics of this network is connects LANs across cities, countries, or continents. They rely on a public or private telecommunication infrastructure. Another characteristic is lower data transfer rate as compared to LAN. A good example of this network type is the Internet. I know most of you are aware of the Internet because maybe you have interacted with. Another type of network is metropolitan area network. This network infrastructure that interconnects various lands, buildings, and facilities within a specific geographic area, typically a city or an urban area. The scope and coverage of this network cover a large geographic area than land, but are smaller in scale compared to wide area network. They can serve institutions, businesses, government agencies, universities, and other organizations within the metropolitan region. Some of the characteristics of this network is medium-sized coverage. Masts typically cover a range of several kilometers to tens of kilometers, depending on the specific requirement of the metropolitan area. They also have high-speed connectivity. Masts often provide high-speed connection, enabling efficient data transfer and communication between different locations. Another type of network is wireless local area network. This is a type of network which enables wireless communication between devices within a limited area. Some of the characteristics of this network are no physical wired connection required. They utilizes radio waves for communication, commonly used in home, offices, and public places. An example is visual representation of wireline coverage, e.g. Wi-Fi. We have personal area network for BAN. A personal area network is a network of interconnected devices used for communication and data exchange within personal workspace of an individual, such as room, office, or vehicle. One of the characteristics is short range. It also has wireless connectivity, has lower power consumption. A good example is smartphone connectivity and wireless peripherals. We also have VPN or virtual private network. A VPN extends a private network across a public network, enabling secure communication. One of the characteristics is it allows remote access to a private network over the internet. It's also used for remote work, accessing geographically restricted content, and enhancing security. A good example of this network is remote access. Yes. Accessing geographical restricted content, enhancing security. I was saying a good example is remote access to a company's internal network. We also have peer-to-peer network. A peer-to-peer network is a distributed network architecture where nodes or peers participate in resource sharing, communication, and collaboration without the need for central coordination. The characteristics of this network are autonomy. Peers in a peer-to-peer network operate autonomous and do not depend on a central authority for central coordination. Another characteristic is scalability. A peer-to-peer network are inherently scalable as new peers can join or leave the network dynamically without disrupting the overall functionality. Another characteristic is the redundancy. A peer-to-peer network often employs redundancy and replication mechanisms to ensure data availability even if some peers leave the network or become unavailable. The last characteristic of this network is resilience. A peer-to-peer network are resilient to failures and attacks, since there is no single point of failure, and the network can continue to function, even if some nodes are compromised. Among these characteristics, there are other many that you can explore. Therefore, you should be able to know more of the characteristics of each network that are available. So as students, we are not limited to go and explore more on characteristics and the functionality of the network. Finally, students, we have come to the end of our session. And as we end our session, I want to give you an assignment. So question 1, what are the advantages of LAN? So you go and research and give me in the next class. As before we end our session, if there may be any question that you may have, you can ask. Thank you, class. I want to wish you good time. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy your week.